we're excited about starting our fall Monday nights, I think.
Good. Good to hear. Good to hear. Hey, you were doing some fabulous paintings there. You were working your buns off there.
You know what? I spent the whole day. Now this is unusual. I spent the whole
Yeah.
day painting, and
Really?
I finished up some things, and from the trip, and then I started a couple of things out in my garden, and I don't know. I was just sort of swept away, and I thought, I'm going with this while I have the vibe, you know.
Yeah. Good for you. Look at that. I mean, you're getting quite a range behind you of all France behind you. Your paintings.
Yeah. Right. Well, I had to put them vertically so that the cats would not
walk on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those guys get all over everything, don't they?
Yes, they do.
They have no respect. No,
they don't. And then they put their paw in something, and then they start shaking it like, what the hell did I do? You know, and then they go hide because they don't know what happened to them.
Hey guys,
it's true.
Let me show you something.
Okay.
Look what I just received from Rosemary.
Oh,
Nice.
how fun is that?
And you know
That's a
what?
nice-
I don't know if it's still on. They have this kind of sale apparently once a year or once in a couple of years. That's supposedly all the brushes which are not that perfect. And this is kind of like, I didn't choose that. They choose for me.
Oh, cool.
And you can choose, you know, look at this ivories.
Wow.
And look at this thing, whatever it is.
That big, wow, that's marvelous.
And
What
it's,
do you just give them money and they just send you some brushes?
yeah, look at this.
Wow. So if I may be crude, how much did that cost you?
You know, it was like $100 plus, what's the name? The Federal Express, $120.
That's
For
not
all
bad.
those brushes. And
That-
a bunch of ivories and those big ones, you know, I paid like $20 each. And
Not
there
bad.
are a couple of those, what's the name? Sable.
Yeah.
So-
Cool.
So I'm excited.
Yeah.
I don't know what they look nice.
Well,
You-
you'll find something to do with them.
You'll stay up 1 to 1 o'clock in the morning painting, figuring out what can I use these for? What can I use these for?
I cannot do this these days, having all that. They're my brushes. Having meetings at 7 a.m.
God, you
Wow.
know that they are overrated. Those meetings, aren't they?
I know.
Sure. Hey, Jim, I just a heads up, I have to leave a little bit early tonight, but I will finish whatever we're working on and post it.
Okay. Well, you know, you promise you're gonna finish it. That's all we care about.
No, I will. I just know I'm gonna run out of steam because
No
And-
worries. No worries. We got an easy one. We
Well,
got an
that's-
easy one.
That's how I feel, that I don't think so that I will even attempt to do your pace.
Don't lie to me, Eva. We all know you.
I'm
You're,
gonna,
you have no problem keeping up with any of us.
no, Eva's great. She's very talented.
She is.
The
Oh,
I'm
Don't
curious.
forget that I'm still here.
Yeah.
I'm curious about how you're gonna make this blue that's in
Ah.
action in the water. So I will definitely stay tuned for that.
Okay. 1 second. Let me see. Okay. Yeah. Well, okay. We're glad you're going to stay tuned for that. Yeah, we'll get to that real quick. Again, okay. Well, today's our first class here. I want to say hello to everybody. We got a few new people out there. And I'd like to You know, we got Kim down there, Kimberly down there. We got Lisa P. Well, she's not new. Susan's not new. Eva's not new. Jane's not new. Char's not new. But we had a few other people who were supposed to show up. Anyway, thanks for joining for this first class. And it's going to be kind of fun. We're going to be doing a shot from our trip to France. It's going to be this little water scene where we have some people boating on the river there by right above a cathedral, right below a cathedral. Should be fun. It's in the same area. We were painting this same day. We stayed and painted while everybody else like Eva and Lisa and a few others went and decided to go dip their feet into the water there. And no one fell off their kayak except for my son, who went with them. So, and that was kind of funny to see. Which, if anybody's gonna fall off, it's gonna probably be him. Anyway, thanks for joining. So here we got a little bit to do today on this one. We got a few more people who still are showing up. But yeah, this is the shot I'm talking about on the lake and stuff. What I really like, look at that sky reflection. This was a good shot because I tried to crop it a few different ways. I tried looking at it like a horizontal. I looked at it as a tighter crop and then a farther away crop. And so there were like 3 or 4 paintings kind of, you could do out of this shot. But I decided down to, come up with this one because I did really like that reflection in the bottom. I really think that really draws you in, and the people are kind of small, so I don't think they're going to be really exciting, really a big pull into the painting. So that's why I cropped it that way. But here, let me pull it up and we will talk about it more. There we go. Yeah, here we go. We're going to come up in here. We know these people. Look at the back of their heads. Look at all those people. We know them all. There's Ava right there. Anyway, this is kind of neat. I like the brick wall on the above the water and into the cathedral. I like kind of the things that are going on there. Just the way it overlooks the water. Quite charming. Feels very French to me. Yeah, I love the reflections too. I thought the reflections of even the people and into the water, the sky and in the other things, the light hitting that water really has a lot of life to it. Kind of almost like the pelican we painted last week for worked out painting and stuff. A lot of greens again. Of course, the greens. One of our toughest colors to come up with, to figure out, and that's again all this is green. But it's a nice thing, as you can see. Yeah, these are kind of warm greens here. They have a lot of red in them. And even these ones back here in short have a little bit more red in them because, well, they're reflecting into the water. These ones back here, cooler ones, they have a lot more blue in them. But over on this side, again, very yellow, very hot, very hot. They got a lot of sun hitting them. So that's always to keep in mind when you're mixing up your greens about where they got to go in space, figuring that out. Again, that blue sky, very intense. Isn't that looks really intense? It's another thing about looking at, how intense it is up here to how intense it is down in here. As you can tell, it's a lot stronger in the sky. and just a lot cooler down in here, probably a little grayed out too, which is good. That's what's going to give us depth. Really having this area here feed us into this area to have the people, and then the church back here, and then just, basically it's going to wrap around, come on back. Hopefully we can bring them back. So that's my plan on this one. Really strong light here. This, you can just see how this carves out, really, just one couple big strokes going that way, and a couple big strokes coming back this way to make that shape. Trying to always figure that out. When we work on the water here, look how simple that is. That's why I always say water is very graphic, because it's really kind of simple. It's kind of, if you lay it out simply and organize it, it will naturally fall into this. You don't even have to be perfect about like rings and stuff, water rings, how they run. You don't have to be like that. Because a lot of these things you're doing greens on this side, you'll be doing blues over here. Yeah, they just have to sort of feel like they could go together, because there's nothing in between to really tie them together. Even the green here is breaking it up enough that you don't have to worry about that. Even when you put in a little bit of those guys in, just know that there's some really skinny ripples in there. And we'll tried to show you how to put those guys in. And you don't have to put in as many as there either, because we're not being super realistic. Again, the people, as you can see, yeah, this is one reason I didn't crop it in really tight. Well, the people are just basically shapes. They're just basic, squares on top of squares with a circle on top, a little paddle on there. That's all they're going to be. They're not asking for too much more. If you get 2 colors for every color you got here, you got 2 oranges to make up that kayak, 2 blue, a dark blue and a light blue for the vest, maybe just 1 color for the hat, but then you got the line in the hat. So you got, you're always going to have a few colors. A lot of the blues though here are pretty much the same, because they're, the vests they were wearing are from the company, and they are all the same color in the back. Kayaks, of course, you're going to be a lot of little colors. But a lot of that stuff will be all just end up being made when we make things. Like the reds and stuff will come out of the roofs of the buildings probably. We won't be, stopping to mix up that. The oranges are the same thing. They'll probably just come out of this building or something like that. Greens, well, good luck with making those. So looking inside here any tighter, you go up here and you can start seeing that the perspective. We always kind of been fighting with perspective, how things go in here. This is going to be kind of a weird one, because they're all in different planes and tilts and things. So a lot of these things just aren't going to line up very much. So, basically a little weird on how you can, you don't have to be perfect. We're going to try. I think going back this way, it's really a lot closer, because a lot of these guys do fall into a perspective realm, where this one is not really a square or anything. It's so it was the octagon or shape here, so it's not going to run into the same perspective problems as we're going to get here. But they sort of probably would tie in. If I had this a lot bigger screen, they might tie together. So let's see, bringing it back. We talked about the clouds. We talked about a little bit of lighting, really nice shadows going across there again. Good clouds. It just has a beautiful little, just a nice read like that. So it should be a nice painting no matter what we do. If we just, get the colors right, get a little, some of the drawing pretty straight. Yeah, the design itself is really good. I think the design itself is gonna be fine. So that's always good to have when you have a good, strong design to start off with. That's one thing you don't have to worry about. And that's what next thing we're gonna be doing is mixing color. And if we can get the color right, don't have to worry about that. So two big things checked off in our painting process. And then the last one is just drawing it out and putting the paint down. So those aren't too tough. Like I said, the drawing, we can work on the drawing. We're not too worried about the perspective. Just keep an eye on it, but I think it's one of those ones where you can get away with a little bit. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. All right. Any questions before we go over mixed paint?
I have a question. It's
No,
Monica.
can't do it. No, not Monica. I won't answer any questions for Monica. Okay, go ahead, Monica.
Quick one. Don't you think that the picture would be more interesting if you could paint one of your dogs swimming like up front?
Like right here, going to catch up, like that, like that. Yeah, I could see what you mean there. Yeah. Or maybe just going across this way, dog paddle. Yeah. Thanks, Monica.
No problem.
I have a question. It's Anne Marie. Hi, everybody.
Okay, you want cats in there, Cat? You want cats in there, right?
No pussy cats or dogs.
Okay.
But I'm just looking at this and it's a really super compelling composition, especially because of all the shapes and colors in the water. When you approach something like this, where there's, in this case, a church and stuff, buildings in the background, how much do you think about the detail, or do you just go for the idea since it's far away from the view?
That's a great point. I didn't even think about that. But yes, that's really good. What I do on this stuff is I kind of join a lot of things together. I see shapes, are they going to be very simple color wise? You're going to squint at them. You're going to break them down into probably 2 to 3 colors, maybe. And basically I'll be laying one color down, changing it maybe with another color on top. And if they have to, a third color on top of that. The only thing that's really going to drive me are these highlights. These 2 little highlights on that guy, those things are going to really jump forward and kind of solidify everything I do back here, because most of the stuff's going to be trying to be laid in pretty gently, just, with the brush, 1 or 2 brush strokes. I can see, doing the top of it with 2 brush strokes. Maybe this is 1 stroke and then just the highlight of the things. So basically I'll take all these shapes and break them down into their simplest forms, and then and color, and go for that. Get their base color, base values, and shape.
Yeah.
And then when I put on I'll put on the second color on top of that, kind of to pull them all together.
Okay.
So,
you.
yeah, that's a good point, though. That's because the one thing you want to do is you got to figure out, okay, what is this about? These guys, or is it about this thing?
Yeah.
So whoever is going to win is going to probably get your brightest brights, your darkest darks type thing, because that's going to draw your eye in really tight.
Yeah.
So definitely these guys being unique on the waters is going to grab a lot of attention, especially when the paddles are just little dots like that. The little dots always draw your eye a little bit. And so those guys were probably very compelling. This back here will probably feel a little more muted and probably just more as a shape. But it should be interesting too. But I think what's going to happen is this guy down in here is probably going to really tell everybody what to do. Tell everybody
Yeah.
to go here and check out these guys on the water. And
Yeah.
then you'll check out the rest of the view. That's pretty much what's probably going to happen. That's usually what happens. People always are kind of like the trump card on things like this. They just are always gonna, you put a person in something, your eye's gonna go to that person. So I think right here, this is that's Eva. So we're gonna go probably end up right there on Eva, paddling away and stuff. So that's what we shoot for.
Okay,
Okay,
thanks.
no worries. Thanks a lot for a great question. Anybody else? All right, let's get over to our drawing board or palette and start looking at some colors. See what we can do over there. Oh, let me get this down. Oh, wrong one. There we go. Let me tilt that. Oh, I got a lot of stuff here showing up. I thought don't need that much. Let's get the palette in here. Better? Oh, that's beautiful. All right, color wise, this is my palette. This is pretty much colors I set up pretty much all the time. I'm going to be going with some titanium white. This is cad yellow light. This is, I said that I'm going to set up my palette the same all the time. I ran out of cad red light somehow. Yeah, I know. I got to get after those guys. This is a cad red medium though. This is cad orange. What I'll be doing to make cad red light, I'll just mix these two together and make a lighter light version. Basically, that's really close to the cad red light Rembrandt has anyway. Here I have Venetian out. I would have right here oxide red light out, but I ran out of that too. So I'm putting it ahead. I still have a bunch of Venetian, very close to the same color. You have Terra Rosa. That's a good color here. This is just a really kind of a warm red I'm looking for. Next to that is yellow ochre. This is my cool red, which is at least alizarin crimson. Or if you are Rembrandt, this is rose madder deep. This is cobalt blue hue by Utrecht. I like that because it's really dark and it has a really nice color when it gets mixed in. It's not like ultramarine, it's a lot darker than ultramarine. Next to that, I got some phthalo green, and next to that, King's blue. And that's it, really. Over here, my kit, I'll be going with some big synthetics here, and then some bristle brushes with probably a lot for the trees, maybe a few other things. Kind of a paint eraser here. This is nice to have just to pull the paint off when you need to instead of putting it on. And a nice size palette. So let me move this stuff out of the way for now. If I don't need more paint, I'll be painting with my medium is safflower oil. I'm using that. And this is sort of it. It's a little different than what's on my screen. Some of these, I guess my yellow must be going on this thing because everything kind of went orange. So I'll just be using this kind of 0.2 and things like that. Okay, color-wise, let's start working out some colors. Looking at this, I'm seeing a lot of greens, a lot of cooler greens, and well, back in here, and some darker, warmer greens underneath things. Back here, there's cooler blues. So blues and purples. So we're gonna do the greens first. So I'm gonna start off with phthalo green and alizarin together. This is a cool, great color because it makes a nice, sometimes makes a nice purple green. You know, really interesting. You get these kind of gray purples. And that one might even still be on. So what I'm looking for here when I mix my piles, one to be red, one to be on the red side, like that. You can see purple, and one to be on the green side, where you can see green. That way, always, even when I'm painting small spots, I have a warm and a cool to kind of bounce around to. Gives me options, because that way you can really twist, make things pop, just because of warm and cools. So I'm going to do that. I need a couple more greens for this thing. So I'm going to put out some more green. And they're going to reuse this. Well, mine is Venetian. And Venetian's a little strong. Venetian's like one of those colors that can stand up to phthalo green pretty well. Like this. I mean, I already made a huge pile of it. And it just basically comes kind of a red brown. This one, I'm gonna add some more, do the same thing. I'm gonna add a lot more green to it. I won't be adding more Venetian at all to this pile here. It's for me to get make sure it's green. This is kind of reddish. Good. Those colors will go in underneath a lot of this foliage and then things. And these guys, when they're pulled all the way out, will probably hit all the water. And all the watercolors too. Really close to it. If not, I will, it won't be we're gonna get really close. Okay, next colors, I'm gonna go over my blues, get some thinking about these buildings back here. And I'm gonna go again with blue and Venetian. And like I said, Venetian is a nice strong color. Really ended up making a lot bigger pile of it than I would need. Okay, I'm gonna leave that and say that's sort of red. Go over here and it's blue to this one. I'd say that's blue. Maybe touch more red into this. Just to get a really different, kind of a really nice, rich red there. I think if I tone that right, I'm gonna get a lot of wall colors out of these things when they're pulled all the way down a little bit. So that's the last thing I'm gonna go is probably go for the water. I mean the sky.
Go get your dad. Go.
No worries. All right. I'll put blue and phthalo green together for this last one. Half and half. Let's see if that's really, you can see the phthalo green just kind of overpowered it there. So I'm gonna have to probably switch this off and put more blue into this side. There we go. This color should be really close to the sky when we pull it down with some white. But we're gonna keep it dark, keep these piles dark, and basically just gonna split these piles in half and just drop them down right underneath these other piles. And we're gonna cut these guys with, well, some I'm gonna cut with white, but some I gotta cut with yellow because of all the greens in here. So I'm gonna probably need some of these greens all the way to be, I don't need them to be yellow. I probably need more yellow in these couple of these guys. Sorry. So I'll go back to these green ones first. When they have yellow to them, I am going to shoot for a value on here, scale over here. And we're going to go for probably, if I squint at this thing, it really leads me right to about 7, 6, 7 value. So I'm going to add yellow to my little piles here until I get it to about a 7. These half piles. Just because these be my nice medium tone. I'll go across the board with this. There you go. This is what I wanted to see. I wanted to have this green feel kind of real green, and then that one be kind of earthy. That's going to help out a lot. I'm going to take, let me do these purples here too. I'm gonna do these purples 2 different ways because of I want to. I think I like. I know these blue grays are gonna come out of here. It's gonna be really nice, and they could be in the water. Right here, just looking at these greens here, you can see a nice variety going on. I might have to, they're going to change a little bit more when we come down one more step. But these guys are going to cut with white to get to about the same value. I think that was going to be too much. So this is a Venetian in blue. And that becomes like a nice kind of smoky purple. And you can start to see where it's going to kind of end up being. Yeah, it's going to be probably a little dark for this first step. We're going to have to take it down a little bit more. This is on the blue side. Not a ton there yet either. Green and blue. Now you can start to see how that's going to affect the painting. Not a ton of really on this aqua side going on in here, but value-wise, it can be really close. That tells me probably the blues. I figured this too, that blue would be the king color here.
So, hey, Jim, the 2 piles on the right that you started with, those are phthalo and cobalt?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a little bit of phthalo.
Okay.
So. And this is what it does right here. Gonna get me pretty close to what I need here. Probably, it'll be good for painting. It'll be a good color for painting. This one I want to draw down a little bit farther. I'm going to keep a big pile of it. And I want to bring it down just a little farther and lighten it up just a little bit more. Because I think in the water, it's going to have to go a step lighter. I might have gone too far. Could be a little bit more blue. And we'll cool it off a little bit too. That blue cool it off a lot. Let me see if that works. Darken it up, so I'm gonna have to add some more white. But that'll get me close. That'll get me in here. Just a little lighter. Sometimes cutting your piles just one more time. Instead of just taking them all that way down, there's just up all my white paint to get them there. That's a good start right there. I'm gonna take these guys down too, because these guys here are gonna play a big role of getting into the clouds and into the buildings. Right now, we don't have any real building colors going. So I'm gonna take these guys down to about the same. These guys are probably right around the 3-ish. And that's probably right about where these guys probably more around 5s and stuff, but I'm gonna, this color here is gonna go into these buildings pretty heavily, so. it's gonna be
And
back here.
what is that one that you're doing right there, Jim, please?
This is blue and Venetian, or your oxide red light and white coming down. Okay. This, as you can see, this one, how cool it got. It will be okay in some of these areas here in the oops, sorry, in the water down in here. So I'm looking there, I'm looking up here, also in top skies. It's a nice, these are nice, really good mixers, heavy in the middle of the painting kind of colors that are going to hold the painting down and hold it together. We're going to be building now lighter colors in this one. These greens, we're going to take these greens one more step down. I'll be adding more yellow again to them. But we're going to have to switch these greens around probably pretty strongly with some oranges. So when I take these to like a 3, yeah, that's the base tone. But when I get done with them, I'm going to have to tone it with some reds and some oranges, maybe some ochres to tone it down, or cool them off with some blue, and things like that. What I'm adding here on this one, this is came down with the Venetian and phthalo green coming down here. I was trying to get it into this area here, which is right here in the painting. Trees and stuff, they're more this color, closer to this color than that color. So, and this goes over into this color too here. So, and running out of yellow. That's okay, I'm just gonna use it up. Okay, let's just make this one ochre on the end then. Go for real rich one here. And an earthy green. Good, that'll work. Okay, I'll probably have to, wow, this is great color, in fact. That one I'm probably gonna go a long ways. That's really pretty good. We're looking at is the water here. And I put ochre in. So this is color, I'm gonna tell you this color here I'm playing with right now, because I'm gonna, things just shifted a little bit on me, and I'm gonna make sure I don't miss this color. Okay. This color here is gonna be all over this water. It will be one of the main greens in this water, probably going with a few of these ones up here too. It came down with from the phthalo green and alizarin, where we added yellow to it. And then here I added ochre to it. This is, and right here, when I saw that it was really close to the base tone of the water shadow down here. It's really close to that. So that's why I said the only thing it needed was a little bit of red to it. And that's why I put just a little bit of the Venetian or your oxide red into it. And that really brought out this kind of richness that's really good. So what I'm doing here is, because I like that color so much, you know, I'm going to try and build a few more colors off this color. And that's how you get this great color relationship going in a painting that holds it together. That a lot of the colors are built off each other. You know, I'm gonna have to build out some more color here because I'm just feeling like I could be running out of color here a little bit. Don't need that much of that. More, just more ochre. Let me see if I can just do it with ochre. Maybe I don't need that cad in there. Yeah, gotta have the cad in there. A whole lot of cad yellow. This is a nice brown though. This is what you can find in here. So I'm not, you know, I'm pretty happy with what's happening, even though it's, you know, take me in a different direction than where I was thinking I was gonna go. But it tells me I'm gonna put some cad orange in here. This should be really nice. I think I can get a lot of play with this color in it's gonna be in the water too. That's nice. I might have to lighten it up just a little bit more. That's all I was gonna do with these piles here. Is yeah, they look like green. They look green. You could get rid of that harshness in your greens. You gotta add a little red or orange to them. So that's what I was getting to, and that's where you kind of discover little things that are going on. I didn't think this color was going to come from a cool red and green mix. I figured it was going to come from this dark, warm red and green mix. So I'm just surprised. That's all. Happy, surprised. I'm going to put a little bit of orange into this one because I think they get a little day glowy kind of orange, a little or green. So I just want to just knock these greens out with just a little bit of orange in them. I think that's what's really in a lot of this stuff. So I'm just going to touch a little orange in all these greens, and make sure that they don't become the same green too. So I'll have a ton of orange in each one. These guys up here will be fine because they're going to go underneath, and these guys are going to be topping colors that are going to do a lot of damage. So only thing left for now, I got the sky, I got some water. I need some clouds and some building colors. This color here can definitely be building colors. I'll tell you the color again. I'll run through it again. Let me see if I can add just white to it. That's what I'm looking. I just look at this thing and I can just see that it's in the family really quickly. And adding white to it, going to get me into this kind of a beige, warm orange kind of color that could start in here. It's probably going to be a little different than that. Yeah. Okay. Let's make up a little bit bigger pile and just split it up. I think that's all I'm going to do. Just got a little pasty. I'm going to put a little cad red into it. Okay. I'll tell you the colors again. This is always going to be a little fun one. Now it's getting a little peachy, but that's really close.
Don't forget about the colors for the dog.
Okay. Now I'm going to get that dog in there really quick. Thank you.
I'm guessing he will be diving.
He could be diving. He might, I think I'm going to put him under the water swimming. There you go. You didn't expect that one to come out.
Nope.
Okay. All right. What I'm trying to do here is mix up this value on, this value on the church, and then just by adding a little Venetian to it, this color, getting the roof tiles. So it's not like a really bright red stuff. It's built with a thing like this. Okay, so this color here came off this orange here, which came off of this phthalo green and red mix up here, where we added cad yellow, added ochre. Here we had added ochre, and we added cad orange to it, and a lot more cad orange. Over here, we added certain white to it, and white, you know, it looked okay, but it was just a little weak and a little cool, and didn't really, you know, didn't have a good any life to it. So I added a little bit of cad red to it, and that worked out pretty well. So then I decided just to go with some Venetian here, and I added just a little bit of this kind of a mix here, this kind of skin mix almost to it, and pretty much came up with the roof color. Close enough. The next ones, really, I just got to get the body of the church. I really kind of missed it here. This, and really, it's as simple as this: is this orange, this yellow, or green going together, you know, and becoming that church. Maybe a little more red into it to gray it down, so it's not quite that, but you can get really close to it. Maybe add a little purple to it to cool it off. That's pretty close. It's closer on my screen than it is to this. So I'm going to go with my screen then, because my colors here are basically closer to what's up on my screen. So these colors are really good. All I'm going to do now is take all these colors down to brighten these up to like number 2s and stuff. I'm going to take a few of these colors, these pinks, this red, these guys probably good, this green, this orange, probably a blue, a purple. Just hit them with white. Put a bunch of white in each one of these. And they're going to be my cool color, my things. This is going to end up to be the highlights in the, you know, end up being highlights in this building here. This hot thing here going to end up being some of the buildings, going into some of those buildings there. Maybe not quite that rich, maybe a grayed down version of it. This pink one, always good to have. Not sure where it can go. Could go up in the sky. Again, a lot of times it's going to hit it up in the buildings too. Add a little more white to it. The green one, I'm not even cleaning my knife because I want a little mix of. Don't want this to be too strong, but it's going to end up being a little strong. Kind of just a little dibby dabby thing colors. This would be great. A little nice color like this warm yellow, white. Great for little dots of things in when you're doing these people back here to do this anything like that to make them stand out in those darks, and it's almost perfect for that. This is orange. Again, I'm not going to take it down too much because I think I can use it here. That's a nice color that, you know, that might even be good as that one. It's nice to have two things that can play off of. So let's leave that one there. Blues. Whoops. Just a little higher key. What I'm hoping for on this, a little more cloud action. And I was one of the things I know I should have gotten I didn't do it yet, but I might do it. You can see this color here, this purple here, coming from up here. Definitely could get, you know, start to help me up in these clouds, and they'll definitely start to help me down in here. Okay, color wise, I'll go over it one more time. This will be enough for now. Boats and things like that, definitely will just heat up little areas like this. Just start with a piece of that, add a lot of cad red to it or something like that to be a boat. Or orange the same way, just adding a bunch of orange to that same color, building it off. So it's not too perfect, not too straight out of the tube type things. That's what I'll be using for that kind of stuff. Color again, I start off with again, phthalo green and alizarin. This is on the green side, this is on the alizarin side. I brought them down and we cut them with yellow. Probably trying to get them to a basically a 7-ish value right here. These guys across pretty much a 7. Then I brought it down some more yellow, trying to get to about 3, but it's really more about a 5. Then I brought them down again. That's when I discovered this color here. When I brought it down, was really close to what I was looking for the water, and that's by adding just a little bit of red to it. I was able to get the water color. I mean, the shadow, big shadow color in the water. So of course I want some on the warm side. I want some on the cool side because half the paint is going to be warm, half the paint is going to be cool. So in the water. So it's good to have these ones that are pushed with the orange in them. Really nice. These ones will just stay with the ochre and just a little red in them. That's real nice. Here on this one, I did again is phthalo green and oxide red or Venetian color, kind of a warm red. Taking those two, making one of each one on the red side, one on the green side, bringing them down, adding some little bit of yellow to them again. Brought them down again, add yellow to them again. Okay, and at this point, I did add a little orange to them, these two colors, because they were just a little too day glowy. And then when I brought this one down a lot farther with yellow, I added a bunch, just a touch more cat orange to it. Over here, we started the cooler side of the palette, where I went with blue and Venetian. This is on the Venetian, this is on the blue side. Coming back down with white, just white, and getting these purples going. These guys are going to do a lot of damage. They're going to get all over in the water. They're going to get into the clouds. They're going to get into the buildings, probably a lot into the trees. That kind of stuff. And then the people, all the whites and stuff you see on the people in the water, going to probably be about this value. Going to be in this kind of purple. You know, it's going to be really in this range. Over here, we did just blue and blue and phthalo green. This is on the green side. This is on the blue side. And brought them down with white. Brought them down again. This one I didn't bring down. But this one I did. This one not going to move very much. Phthalo is a really strong color. We'll take it down here anyway. Maybe we'll find a place on the boats to make a nice mark. Okay. Over here, this is where we started putting in cad red into our phthalo green and alizarin mix, and a lot more cad orange into it. This is where I took this color, added some white, and added a little red to it, starting to get some of the building colors. Over here, I just started off with some Venetian and just added a little bit of this pile to it. Just instead of using one, I just start using my piles up a little bit to do my intermixings because it grays them out a little bit cleaner, more natural too. So this is more of the roof tiles and stuff, things like that. This would be the start of those. This is more of the building itself. A couple of buildings back there can be that color. And then I took all of my high key colors and decided to really get up there and get my number 2s values with a lot of white. So I got a lot of clean things. These are my topping colors. These are the sparkle colors. These are the ones that bring a lot of the final little emphasis on things, color. This is, so these guys will stand out. They go in at the end because you put them in too soon, they just get dirty. So you keep all your clean colors till the very end, these little light key, because they get dirty too quickly. So that's what I'm going with. Any questions? That was a long one. There's a lot of colors, so a lot of things. So we might not get as much painting done as I want, but we're gonna try. It's already 8 o'clock. What can that be? All right, let me get this camera rolling. Come on back. I'll bring you guys in. I'm gonna tone our canvas with probably, I would say a Venetian, probably-ish, kind of a red, I would think. I'd want to do this kind of as a warm color. Get this tone in here. I'll put this back up. You can see what's going on. Slide that over. Slide this down. Okay, that's perfect. So we need this here. We need that. All we need is a big brush. And I'm going to use big brush, and we're going to use, like I said, Venetian probably. Venetian. Let's see what Venetian does. So this Venetian basically is kind of good. It's going to go into everything. So one of the things I will do on this painting, take it easy again in the sky or areas, putting this red in there. This is a pretty strong color. It doesn't need to be too everywhere. So what I'm going to do is, just power it into the darker areas, and then take it really easy up here. So that's your design. Here's my drawing. Do not like that. Get that out of there. Nice tone. We're going to go for the big stuff in this painting. The people and things like that we'll get at the end. We're going to go shoot for the big stuff right off the bat. That would be like darks coming in from the top there and stuff. So I'm going to get just a little bit of drawing in here of perspective, how you want this to go. I want this really up here, about just almost up to a third, but a little bit shy of the third in my painting. Come down, really get a couple nice hills kind of coming right straight down like that. Just going to keep them simple. There's some light there. There's some tree here, right? Tree here. Okay. And those lead us into the church. Okay. Placement of the church. Definitely. Get this, this tree here. Okay. Definitely want to keep it off center a little bit. Tree here then. Tree here. There. Tower. Like I said, everything, if you just kind of, you could almost cheat these and say that, if you use the same basic, what do you call it for this, same line value. I mean, don't even worry about perspective, but if you put these guys in the same spot, each one going up parallel with each other. That's what I was thinking about. You'd be fine too on this one. This is not a, it's far enough back where it probably won't make a difference. Tree here, tree there, tree coming down there, building. Here, I'll just put a window in for you guys, kind of know where I'm thinking things are. So as you can see, very small little spots of red gonna go in here, back up there is your cloud. Tree over here. Coming up here, we're going to have some bushes, trees coming up around this thing. This guy's a lot skinnier and probably a little higher than that. Just a little higher. Move him up a little bit. Go up to that height. Feels better. Okay. And then trees. Highlight, tree, shadow, tree. Okay, simple. Couple breaks in these long lines there. See, half of it, as soon as you get that drawing in like this, you go, oh man, that's, pretty simple. That's where you'd be wrong, but, hey. Coming straight down, if you come straight down with things, you can start to see what things are in your reflections about what they should be, and you can see where they should stop. So you don't get anything too crazy here. They should come down, things like that. So big trees coming in over here. Okay, that tells me come down here, which is pretty much what I had. All right. So drawing's done. Drawing's done. All right. I'm just throwing just a few of the darks to start to solidify my drawing a little bit more to me. So I'm just going to go with my first colors. I mixed up the phthalo green and alizarin, and get into these bushes right here just above the bank here, coming in and coming down. This is first one I'm putting in is on the red side, so it's a little purple stuff into it. Coming into this, it's going to get another tone, but this is almost like my black, my paintings and stuff, just really helping me tell me where everything is. Can use it again right here on the edge, going back, kind of everything comes together right here and goes back in here. Of course, back in here, it's going to be a little bit lighter touch, but it's a nice way to really kind of get that in there, to get the structure of the painting in there early. Okay, good enough. Might, mark an edge here for myself. Like, usually, as you guys tell, I usually don't get lost in my paintings. They kind of can find my way around pretty quickly. So that's because I'm marking things ahead of time with these guys. It's always kind of marked, so I know where things are. So that's all I need right there. Next color. Here's that little more green than phthalo, the thing. I'm just gonna shove that in above this purple here. This is on the phthalo green and alizarin. And just gonna shove it up, push it up here. One of the things with trees, as with water and a few other things, you know, the goofier you kind of make a stroke, because sometimes the more real it feels. I don't know why it just does that. It just seems like you get this, you know, forgiveness on your paint, on your drawing and everything when you go a little off course a little bit and try to do a little experimenting with your colors and stroke. You get away with a little more forgiveness, it looks like, from the viewer. So even when I do this stuff, okay, I'm building the value up a little bit too. So I got these guys a little darker in these areas, knowing that there's going to be another color coming in here. It's not going to be long, very long. Okay. Now I'm going to go my warmer greens. These ones up top, I'm going right to my dark ones. No what, no light, no white. These ones have mostly red in them. This is Venetian and phthalo green, where that one has a cooler green into it, or cooler red. So if I put these two together, like they go right here, this warmer red will come forward in the painting and push that one back. And start giving me distance right off the bat. I'm just gonna lay these guys in there, and then this one same way. It's gonna have a little green. Gonna catch a little bit more bottom turf color here a little bit. Basic tone, basic tones. Okay, the warm definitely is gonna go on this side of the painting, at least on the trees. So that was a lot of cool at the base of the colors. Now when I get over here, when the sun's gonna be on them, this is where I'm gonna be using more of the warmer red and phthalo green right here at the bottom here, instead of the. That's gonna be nice, bringing it up into the tree a little bit, maybe on the green side. When I get up in here, there's a little spot right in here in the tree. So I'm going to overpaint a little bit and expect my yellow greens, things like that are going to be coming in here to help out. So now, but I'm getting a nice green here. It's a nice kind of a green, you know, kind of a natural green because it has a little red into it. So really, you can start to see where it goes over here in this tree. You know, we can start to get in here. It's still going to be very heavy in the cool section, but now even with this green, instead of being just, you know, too cool all over, you're going to start building it up with some warm greens mixed in here too. Not as much. It's still going to be on the cool side. This one is kind of fun because it's cool on one side of the tree, but it's warm on this other part of another part of the tree. So, okay. Marking these guys a little bit into the water here, where they're gonna go. I can get a little bit of this color. It's gonna be, I mean, the thing is this color can work anywhere I put it. Pretty much. Warmer over here. Okay. Very roughed out, going pretty good. I'm just going to keep going on the buildings back here now because my brush is kind of still messed up. I'm in that dark mode, not ready to just give up and dive into the water. So I'm gonna paint the brick wall here going in here. This is blue and I believe they're oxide red or Venetian together. This is at full strength. I'm putting it in, but I'm putting it in like a very lightly full strength. You know, so I'm not like trying to make it opaque. I'm letting it be a little light. So it probably has a little oil in it. A lot of it is oil. It's just on my brush from tinting this thing. It has a ton of oil in it yet. So I just, as you can see, it's just not perfectly matched out. That's a little dark. Went a little dark, but that's okay. And then I'll build it back in here. Let's get this guy a little bit of okay. I'll live with that. That's about it for that color ready. Goes too deep like that. Just a little wipe. Smooth it out a little bit. Does not look like anything. And that's the key thing. Don't worry about it looking like anything yet. Here we go. I'll noodle this out a little bit. That's probably going to be probably one of the feature things because it's that little tower right there. This could go up just a hair higher. Yep, that's about better. That's better. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go in and put in my greens and water. I'm gonna go across here, thinking about how far this yellow is gonna push back in. That color? I might have to make that color up. Kind of went pretty fast. I'm all excited about this color coming in. Going, oh man, I did not expect this color to come from here. This phthalo green and on alizarin, cool color. Getting this color. Cool. And you know, so okay. So I'm putting that in here. Gonna rough it in. Probably I'm going to put it in here. I'm going to smooth it out a little bit. And then build it up. I'm going to start adding in a little more green here in the bottom area here because I need this to come forward a little bit. I might even go back up here and steal a little darkness here, make it a little more dark right in here because what I need this water to do is to come forward, and so I need a little more contrast in my colors. So flatten, or else this is going to always drop down. So if I don't get it, the contrast to pop this up, that's what I'm looking at right now. A little more greenish, cooler green in this area here too. So now that I got the color in there, it's really kind of easy just to use some of my other piles to bring in here. And what I want to do on this color, these colors here, is keep them relatively smooth, you know, keep them very calm. So you don't see a bunch of brush marks, pretty simple brush marks. Pretty calm and quiet. Sitting back there, got to bring it back a little farther. Way to there. I'm not too worried about, I'm not even worrying about the not being right on the back outsides yet. Always fix that. That's enough there. Let's see about this. Okay. Just gonna fill in a few spots. Them out. Okay. So that side, a little cooler. This side, I'm going to go a little warmer. So this could be have a little bit more, you know, orange in it right here. I'm going to work it back into the middle, so they don't really kind of they kind of blend together a little bit right here. But I don't want to, definitely don't want to like a line of where they broke. And that doesn't get too much over here. Just, you know, just on this side, just a little bit more orange. You're gonna find it even in this that area, the bushes. Starts getting in there. Like I said, I don't think I mixed up that that yellow that comes in here. Kind of messed up there, mixing colors. Then it was taking a little bit longer than I was thinking it was going to take to mix these colors. It's the way these guys go a little bit. No, I was going to ask everybody, was everybody kind of in my PDF I made for the class for this beginning show, first one? I think I had a horse, a couple of horses, and a trailer as the image that I was going to kind of go with, but then I, you know, went to France and everything went out the window. I was wondering if that was something everybody wanted to do too. I had a lot of interest in that one. It's because it's not an easy one at all. And we're going to have a couple weeks off in here. We're going to have 2 classes, this one and another one, and then I'm going to be out for a couple weeks doing workshops. Okay. And so I was thinking maybe you guys could do that, work on that one while I was gone, and I could, you know, just do some critiques. There you go. I was just thinking. I'm gonna use a bristle brush, switch down to a bristle brush right away. Going for the big stuff. Gonna start bringing in that yellow here into the sides when I get it in the right spot. What I took to make this color. And that didn't go in very well. It went better. Okay, going to keep that there. Take them all about that spot. Just kind of bring all this stuff over. So basically, I just took this green, orange green, and added a bunch of yellow to it. That's did not add any light or white or anything to it. It's just cad yellow added into that color, which that's all it was. I'm just going to take a couple draws with my bristle and just as I go across, just release the pressure. We don't have any pressure on it, and just kind of pick it up a little bit, brush up a little bit, and let it do all the work. Okay. So straighten this out a little bit, blend it out just a little bit into here. Not too much in the water, just a little bit softenings. Don't have to do a ton in this one. Just get these basics in. Okay. I'm gonna put the building in because of got a lot of yellow greens and stuff on my brush. So thinking about just putting in these tones for the building here. Just rough, just a little bit of oil, a little darker than I think they are. Basically, in fact, I'm using orange that was down in here. Just a little bit of oil just to tone it in, to get that little area there, and a little bit on the side of this building here. Then the back, probably just, he's not going to do much of anything. It's already grayed out already. I already have it grayed out. It's warm enough into my bead watch right here. It's just a start. But if you look at that orange, sometimes one color will lead you to an idea that you didn't really see. And it's like, if I can use this color here, I can use it over here. So I was using it there. Then I'm looking into this bank here. And that color there was really just popping out of this dirt area right here in that bank, and right on the edge of it, here and there. You can see a little bit of orange coming in here and drawing itself into, showing through a little bit, showing through some of the grass, green grasses there. So I thought I'd put it in there. A few things. Look for any place else it can go before I could probably go up here too. Probably knock some of this green off a little bit too. Let's make it a little earthier. If I get this in here, yeah, it's much better. Helped out that a lot. You can bring it into that. And yeah, get this warmth over here on this side, really generate a difference on sides of the painting. Not as much there, but it's really warm spots. Okay, so things start blending together. This will start to simplify a lot. You know, I always try to just get the big areas in, get those guys, you know, get the simple, low hanging fruit on these things done. You know, it just goes so much faster. Yeah.
It's Susan. Are you still
Hi, Susan.
Hi. Are you still using the bristle brush or did you go back to the?
No, I'm still using my bristle brush
Okay.
right now.
Okay.
I'm just, you know, it won't make a difference. I'm just trying to keep a couple soft edges kind of things here.
Okay.
That's all. But I was just going to put it down, in fact, and grab a new brush. Because that one, basically, I'm going to go to the blue sky next. And I don't want any orange in my sky, so I need a new clean brush. I could wipe that one out, but it will still always be that green's going to show through, or orange is going to show through. So, big brush, another big brush, but I'm just going to go with a synthetic for this and put in the blue sky first. Go a little dark up top, a little bit, just a hair of darkness. Then I go with my lighter colors, the sky in here. And push them back up a little bit. That guy's a lot smaller. Yeah, it goes all the way over there. Paint that blue back in, and leave an area for the cloud to kind of show in. Okay. I'm going to take the brush and just flick it into these greens. Whenever I touch a green or touch a color, I usually just wipe my brush, just wipe some of the paint off it. So I always have clean paint. So I don't get too much of this, you know, green, orange kind of going into my paint, coming back, including my pile. All right, that's not bad. Okay, that took me through that area pretty quickly. All right, basically it has to go down in here now. I'm going to go with that main, the light blue I was using for now. Put it in here, and then put another coat of color in here to lighten it clean it up. See how this is, see, as you can see, it's dark. So it should go lighter since it's kind of, that's kind of the sky is just more on the dark side than it is the light side. So coming into a reflection like this, it should go on the lighter side. So basically I'm just marking this. Marking my spots. The things are gonna go. I can probably switch over now. The lighter version. More blue in it, a little more cool coming up here. This was gonna help create that contrast. Sometimes besides just being bright and dark versus dark, it's just the color contrast of how bright things are, how intense your two colors are against each other, fighting, and like this orange against this blue here, how they go against each other will probably also help pop this area up a little bit. So I'm just kind of going in here, just getting with a weave kind of pattern on my brush, getting this area here docked in a little bit. Where's this gonna go? Some of these areas here, I'm probably gonna have to clean out because I think they are a little dark. Over here, so that's kind of a warm, kind of a aqua color. Over here, I'll be using a cooler blue gray. This is going to be the one on the with the blue and Venetian mix. Kind of a blue gray here. It's on the blue side with white. Basically, all I'm going to be doing right now is painting shapes, painting the shapes I see in the water, and trying to get the right, keeping the right value. These values are a lot lighter than I was just putting that one in. And basically just keeping the shapes very clean. So even all the edges on them, usually I'm, big fan of soft edges pretty much everywhere. Water is one of those things where edges need to be sharp. That's the weird thing about it. Darken that in just a little bit more. It's starting to work out just like that. So I'm going to just go back in and just clean out my areas here a little bit. Just get rid of a little bit of paint because this will help keep it clean too. Help me make a nice edge. Sorry, somebody's packing up, it sounds like. I got to mute you all a little bit. Sorry about that. No. I'm just going to take this back and start feeling where these guys kind of come together and where they go away. ring wise here. So I can just. Don't need to do too many of them because it's really don't have anything else, the things in place even yet. So this one gets a little bit bigger, right to there. Black dark area there. See, I didn't think I could get these blues against this orange the way I'd want. So I'm taking these guys, taking off some of that paint out. There you go. Knowing we're got a little bit of clouds going to come back in here, so figuring out where that's going to go. I can always pull up a little bit of color if I want. Getting that shape in there right. There you go. Now I can put those blues back in. I'm going to go back to the synthetic brush. Probably just going to stick with that big one. I think that big one will do it. Get in here and put that. Just a little bit of oil, maybe just a touch of tip. Just barely touch the oil. Grab my paint because I kind of want it to kind of go in pretty clean. That would have been good. That would have been a pretty good one if I would have been able to get the flick off that like that. It would have been a good, nice, good stroke. That's good. Good for that. All right. Get these up here and finish these waves up here. Sorry, kick this thing. So. The blue one, like I said, pretty cleanly, gonna be just one layer at a time. So go with blues, the warm gray, cooler grays over here. Now I kind of almost need to start going to putting in a little bit of the clouds. But since I got this, blue on here, I'm pretty good about that. I'm just gonna go and put in the lighter values here. These are kind of grays in here. They're gonna go up here. Give the body a blue. So this color is again blue and either oxide red or Venetian. I have Venetian tonight going in here. So I'm bringing that into the middle of the cloud. It's my warm. And then there'll be another light color coming in. So I'm just gonna get this guy a little bit. Thinking that, yeah, it's not the full color yet, but gonna get there. Now I'm going to take that color. I'm going to put it down here. I think it's going to need just a little bit of, that's the full value of oxide red and blue, or Venetian blue. I think it's just a little too dark and a little too cool for the water here. So I'm taking a piece of it and bringing it down here. Going to gray it out with a little bit of red, more little more just cad red. I think just cad red and white. Just lighten it up. Get that down in here a little bit so I can start getting that. Then I'll just go back in and make a few more shapes, clean up a few shapes in this water. A little oil probably would help slide things around a little bit at this point. Use a little warm warm white I have down here is working out really well mixed with that purple-ish color here. Getting really pretty close to what I need. That color. It's going to work over here really well. Just trying not to darken it up with purple too much. I'll do this and hopefully that'll pull it off and probably be able to go up and finish the clouds in the sky. And it looks like there'll be like, one thing done off the plate. And then I can start working on the buildings. At least that's what my plan is. These guys and just twist the brush off at the end. Trying to get these shapes, kind of soft, round shapes. Just need to, like I said, this little area here is probably going to be your toughest to paint right in here. Just to, could have trimmed it out. It probably wouldn't have been anything to paint. I'm just going to try and lay it in kind of really kind of simply, big strokes, just, dragging the brush and letting it go off here a little bit. Seeing if it, that will pick up a little bit of the work and do the job. Just a touch of oil again in my brush as I put this stuff in. I'm just going to roll my brush through this thing. All I got to do is it's one of the bigger ones right there, just getting this sort of settled. But the good thing about it, it just tells me where everything else is going to go up top, cloud wise and things like that. So as soon as I get this done, that's all I had to do right there. That's good, pretty good. Good, decent block in. It's not all the water going up and stuff, but it's like, this is like the key thing for all the water and stuff. But I want to build those guys, all the rest of the rings and stuff, as soon as I know exactly where everything is up here, instead of not knowing where it is right now. Okay, clouds up there. Like I said, the clouds are a little more pink. I thought this up here was more pinkish. So this is color here. It has just a little Venetian in it and just a lot of white. Same over here. I think I can just twist that color in here a little bit. mostly it's gonna be, yeah. I'll put a little bit more warmth on the outside of the clouds, on the sun side. But down below here, I'm gonna stay with kind of little pinkish colors that I have going in here and up top. Okay, I have worked out pretty well. I'm just gonna wipe my brush a little bit. Got this yellow white here. I say it's yellow white, it almost has a green tint to it. It's just a little more white into it. So just on the outside of the cloud up here, gets a little warmth. And I'll push it back into the trees a little bit. So that side, and then there's just this one little part right up here, it catches a little more light. Kind of like that pink. All right. So it's a mess up there. Look at that mess. Just a few twists off, and all of a sudden it comes nice. I'm going to put that building in. I mean, it's going to put the, since I'm up there, start working on this tower. Just feel a little light on that side, a little cooler on the other side. So it's not going to be quite that color. I'm probably going to go a little more that color mixed with a little purple. We already have a lot of purple over here on this side. So I'll leave it like that. Bring it down just a hair more into the tree. Okay. Then I can start working on some of the colors here. This is where a synthetic like this, you know, just earns its pay and just gets in here and you just go, you know, you got that color, it's off, we made it off, just a little dark. I wanted dark underneath it. And now I want to get the real color on top of it. So this is the color I made up for this area. And now I'm putting it on top, but I'm just slowly dragging it down and letting it, the two mix, making sure that some of that color behind there still showing through. That it's not just a, you know, I just didn't, you know, get rid of that color concept altogether. And this side here is work it all the way down. These colors are all going to be kind of similar now. So even finding a little warmth here and there, just to like turn a corner here. Just a little reflective color on this one back in here. You know, makes that a box at least. You know, and gives it a place. Okay, just a slight touch. Blur the back edge where you can't really kind of feel like you go around it, but you don't. Kind of need like a cool. Let me see if this works. It has to be different, a little warmer. It's like a purple and a yellow mixed together almost to get this kind of a edge here. This light edge of stone. Just barely touching my brush down. Let it come down and do all the work. A little too bright for this. Should be a little darker. Just a little more purple in it. And a little green. Purple into it for the back cooler side here. That's too light, too purple. Touch of red. One little thing here, I did not get this little dark little window in here. That should be warm, real warm. That's where I'm using my blue and Venetian together on the red Venetian side. Making that line. So I got this brush, I'm going to put it on the roof real quick. I'm going to put it in light at first. See how dark I need to really go here. I'm just going to go with the regular roof color on top a little bit. It's really, you don't have to do, after you have the base tone into it, don't have a whole lot else you have to do. Do this one a little bit stronger back here though. Get that nice long clean line. Just dive down into a little teeny triangle. Okay, now it's just a little bit of warm purples here and there. You know, just a touch of white now, going into this into this back part of this building. Going into this guy, a little bit more purples. This is purples I'm talking about are blue and Venetian together. Use it up here in the shadow area. Looks good. That came along pretty quick. Now it's just if I put the window in, be all right. Let me put the window in. I'm gonna have to go back pretty much all the way to the beginning. I'm gonna have to put it in with blue or phthalo green and red mix. Nice thing though, this is a dark color, but you know, I'm just gonna let it touch, mix a little bit with what's already there. Just thicken it up, draw it a little bit wider, a little wider, a little wider. Same up these guys. Just gonna touch them with an just barely touch them with the brush, you know, do all the work. Don't want it too dark either up there, so that one's probably too dark. But a little purple. Still. Just bring back the cloud back into this one, just to separate out a few spots. I start putting in some of my yellow greens now. And I'm gonna put those in with a bristle brush, and they should go in pretty quickly. Get us to about where we almost have to quit pretty soon. Throw my yellow greens and So man, this is almost what's in here, in the, right here in the water, red color, really close to it. Slightly up in this tree here, a little bit of that color coming through here. Not too much though. A little greens over here. Start to build this out too at the same time. A little wider too. There's my bright kind of yellow green going in on this side where that kind of orange. It's almost like an orange in my bad printout. It's gonna feed that into here. Just gonna see where that goes. It goes a few other spots, but really I don't want to keep the strength of that right there because it will draw the eye really quickly. Over here, I'm going to peter it out a little coolness. It's not quite as strong, but it's right above that shadow area here. That's it. Now, a little bit of things to do up there to kind of get that feeling of treeness to it up here. Put a couple limbs type things in here. And this one here just needs to be lightened up. Yeah, I knew these greens would go in pretty fast. Yeah, a couple of twists like this. I'll put in one of the guys here for us too. Back and put in a couple of my cooler greens I didn't put in, but they only barely get touched. So now you can at least start to see where these things on the sides here. So other lime greens that have to go in here. Or how far they got to zigzag over in your painting. Now I'm going to just start hitting a little sky kind of phthalo green over here. That this has a lot of the yellow from that tree up here in it, and then just a little bit of sky added to it. So it's kind of a cool off yellow green. Just want to mix up a few kind of dabs and swirl type strokes. And water will be like 3/4 of the way there before we're done. It's pretty close. I mean, it's really, I mean, a lot of the stuff I got to put in now is just really just stuff like this, really kind of simple, kind of quick blends. And get some little bit of light in here from that little area there. A little bit so it doesn't get too crazy. Ooh. So here everything's going to be pretty much, like I said, a vertical kind of stroke when you start to getting into this, putting in these little shadow or reflective things coming down. This is where it's really kind of good to paint this wet into wet like this, because of yeah, you're gonna get a lot of color reaction that feels very natural and pretty much simulates what's kind of going on in there. So now I really kind of liked how it was breaking itself up too. The reflection, there was areas where there was gaps, you know, not everything was put in perfectly, you know, it was like there was little gaps of dark in between some of these things. Well, that was kind of neat. A lot of this is just a loose brush too. Letting the brush just twist it a little bit more than And just figuring out where those lines up, oh, these guys in the line up, that's pretty much it. This is it. Making sure that this pink I'm putting in here is not quite as powerful as it should be, and if it's gonna be. Yeah, I was talking about those things. Key little areas here in this pink, and I didn't even put them in. Didn't mix up the right colors. And rusty, very rusty, I guess. Okay, now I'm on my last little light colors for these things. These are these yellow whites that came from the stuff up here, this brighter green area things. Look for here, find a lot of that little stuff can go in there. Right here at the bottom, you got these little teeny dark patches. And you put just a dot in there. Means so much. I mean, like it really gives you depth in those little things. Always look for those little spots. Wall back there is just a little dark. So let's lighten that up a little bit. And you see basically that I have not really done anything to this wall. That was just all that first color going in value, that how close it was, pretty good value wise. Worked out really well. You guys are still here. You guys are all quiet. I know I muted everybody, but hey, it's okay. So a lot of the stuff here, I still got some nice worms and stuff to put in these waters here, you know, just to give it a little bit of more, you know, water feel. Probably some of this, I think this is basically the roof color I put up, or the building color, some of the building color here. Run that into this yellow a little bit. couple lines here is getting, you know, this line here is getting a little heavy, so break it. So it doesn't just a little bit. Really, all we've got to do is we're gonna need to straighten out some stuff yet. Put a few air holes in. But I think that's pretty much as far as I go. I mean, people, boats and stuff. I would just put in, there's gonna be more simple shapes like this. And then highlights. Knowing that the sun's coming from here all the time way. So you pretty much can, as long as you put the light on that side, you're always going to create light. You're going to be creating light. I got all the colors I need, really. Just got to go in really kind of strong. That's all we need to do. I think another key thing I'll do here, really set them on the water. And that would be like with a shadow here, a shadow color, which is pretty much going to be a Venetian and blue. Very dark. I'll just put a line right wherever I think, you know, wherever the boat's hitting the water. I'll be putting one in there and, you know, back in here and back in there on those guys. So, and then I'll just, there's going to be a little fudging work to do up here, stuff like that. A couple little bricks to touch up and put in here and see about, you know, if there's anything of interest I can just catch right in here, maybe be interesting. Maybe take this window down just a little farther too. That's it. That's all I'm doing right now. A little bit too far. There we go. I'll bring it in. You guys take a look. A lot, you know, good color though. I like the color. It's just now it's you're really just starting to noodle it out a little bit. I got the guts of the painting in, nice block in. Just needs to be finished noodled out. So you can start seeing where I'm talking about doing the swishes here and stuff. A little bit of you know, the brushwork, the paint. You can keep the edges pretty much everywhere pretty clean. I'll probably have to go back and clean up some of the edges on the outsides of these paint marks. But this stuff over here is starting to work. There's going to be one more layer of color coming in here from some of these buildings back here. A little more greens coming over a little bit, a few little dots here. Now it's like little stuff, you know, like little glints off of trees up there, little things like that, you know, just finding those little teeny dots that kind of mean something, become something more than a dot. That's what I'll be looking for at the end here. So let's see what you guys did. Let's talk about Shar and everybody. Turn on your thing. Let's see what you guys did. And Kimberly turned hers on. Let's see. Did you paint, Kimberly?
I did. There it is.
Oh, you've got guts. Here, come. Wait a second.
Can you see it? Oh, I don't
No,
know.
no. Right now you can. Wow.
Yeah.
You know, you're a little close, but
Okay, I'll come further back. I can't tell because I'm backwards. And then the light there, that might be better.
there you go. Wow, that's gorgeous, Kim. That's
Thank
really great. I mean, I love the way you put in that water and stuff. You put it in. It
I gotta,
feels.
fix it a little and blend it, but it's in.
Yeah, that's one of the toughest little things is that little spot right there is
Yeah.
getting those guys to flow together like that. And basically now that you got them in, now it's just moving some things around a little bit. But
Yeah.
you got the solid, you got the basis, you got a really good blocking. Congratulations. That was only a couple hours of work, less than an hour's work, really painting, and you blocked it in. The buildings back there are coming in. Watch how bright they are. They might, because they're always going to come forward too fast. Push them back a little bit. We'll gray them out. The trees and colors in the trees look good, really good. You know, you got them separated. They separate out really quick, sides and things. You can really tell that one side's catching a lot more light than the shadow side. Really simple things like that are coming across really nice. Yeah. Are you going to put the people in or are you not? You don't have to, you know.
Well,
but,
not tonight because that's too wet there to where
well,
I
yeah,
want
you're a big chicken. You're
to. Yeah. Plus, I've also run out of paintbrushes. I haven't got a single clean one.
okay. Good time, and it's late, so good time. Where are you located, Kimberly?
Near Philadelphia.
Yeah, it's late. You got an extra hour on us,
Yeah.
so I understand. Well, thanks for joining us. That's a really great start. We look forward to
Thank you.
seeing it on the site.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Shar, you better have painted. She
Oh,
didn't
yeah, I
sound a thing.
did, but you got ahead of me and I got my buildings off a little bit, so you got
Okay,
pretty
well-
far ahead of
Well, you're
me.
gonna. Okay. Can you have to turn your?
Oh, I thought I got it.
No, you missed your
Sorry.
camera.
There you go. Oops.
Jane probably didn't paint. Lisa, you painted. Turn on your mic, Lisa. Lori
yes, I
painted.
did.
I have lots of glare.
Oh, look at that glare. What the heck's going on?
Oh,
That doesn't look anything like Indiana.
no, I can't. I'm gonna have to fix my lights. I've been painting on the other side and I have my lights turned. Let's see, wait, let me try this. That's a little
yeah.
better.
A little bit better, not as glaring.
Yeah.
Yeah, like usually, you got some good strong drawing going in there. You get the design moving like it did pretty well. Yeah, I would say watch the how
Here.
strong the. Okay, I'd say watch. I don't know. You know, I'm thinking on the water, the blue in the water could be a little bit too strong.
Yeah,
compared to
I
the
think
sky.
it is. I
So-
think it is.
Yeah, it has to be a little bit. Well, it's usually it should be a little bit reversed. It should be darker sky and lighter in there. So
Okay.
you know, if you darken your sky in a little bit more, that'll probably do a little difference too. Also, you're gonna definitely gonna have to brighten those yellows up on the sides. The sun on this thing.
Yeah.
Coming in on the sides just need, but you know, hey, it's a good block in. I know the drawings gonna be solid from you. I'd say watch the tower back there and the one on the left there. I think it's leaning in a little, leaning Tower of Pisa there.
Okay.
But you know, it's easy to catch at this time, at this stage. Those kinds of paints all there, everything's right there, all the colors. It's an easy just twist and you're fixed it. Good job though. I'm really that's going to look out great. I know it's going to work out great as soon as you
This
get
is
the
hard to
light
keep up
in.
with.
Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be hard to keep up with.
Yeah.
You guys get all week to finish these ones. All week. Okay, congratulations. Okay, Lisa P. And then we got Lori coming up and Mike's here. Hi, Mike. Monica, Susan. Okay, this is why we don't bring her very many places. You know, she was so fancy. She's one of those kayakers back there, so she has to figure out which one she is. I like what she did back there. I mean, really like the design going on back there with the clouds, the buildings. the color is really very interesting, very storybookish. Okay.
Last
Yeah.
week's was too dark. Now I overcompensated.
No. I think I think you're in a really great position of just hitting those guys with one more color and, toning back that church pretty easily on the wall side and think those are really easy, run one color over that stuff and, a purple over that stuff and you got it.
Okay.
I really like your water though. I think you knocked the water out of the park again. You really got that strong yellow in there, and you got on the other side you got that dark green spot, which is reflecting the tree up there into that same color. Those things are working pretty good, really good. And I like everything about it. I think, are you going to put yourself in there?
I don't know. Do you think? I guess, yeah, probably.
I think she should put a dog in there.
I think I'm gonna put a big Bernese Mountain Dog.
Swimming, going across, or that one on the. Yeah, you could get that and get a dog in there. You don't have anything else to do. Yeah,
Anne Marie's cat would be sitting on the end of the wall as well.
Oh, see, we always get those little dots. Figure a way to get them in there. Be creative, right?
Yep.
Yeah, very clean, very clean. It's a really great way to go. Just get a little bit more coolness in the shadows, and it will really be work out really great for you. And that's just on the buildings. You got a couple big bright yellow spot over to the left, but I know you haven't finished that area.
No, not at all.
So yeah, you guys shouldn't be that far, but you did a great job. Really, I like the way you did the water. I'm gonna probably lighten mine up a little bit yet too. But anyway, thank you.
All right.
Let's see, Lori, you don't have your mic on, but we can see what you're doing. Lori,
Okay.
she's sleeping. Let's see what we got there. What color is that? Oh, there you go. That's really cool. Okay. There you go. Thanks, Lori. Really nice. That's a real nice design in the water, even though it's a little burnt out. That's just the camera, I know, because I can see the blues in there you go. I knew there was some blues and stuff in there, because it was drawn out too well and you hit everything else. There's no way you miss that. I love your water. That's really congrats. That's real interesting. I love it.
Not smooth and wavy like yours, but
no. But yeah, you still got a lot of little things that go in there yet. And that kind of stuff kind of just starts happening on its own too. Anyway, I think, you need a quiet area too, if you're going to put the people in, and, you got the craziness of the trees kind of going in there a little softer and stuff. Real great block-in. This is a heck of a block-in too. You guys have all done such great block-in so far. You're going to put the people in, you think?
yes, I will.
Good job. There you go. Yeah, just a little more grayed out in the shadows on the buildings back there again too. And I like your sky. It's real fun. It's great. Real great job.
Thanks.
Yeah, great for, most of you guys, this has only been really about an hour and a half of painting. You guys have only gotten really. Susan, did you paint? Mike, did you paint?
I did not. I observed tonight.
Man.
I know.
And I think Mike's the same way. Mike came late. And so he's probably he's sleeping right now. Don't wake him up. Anybody else? Did I miss anybody? Okay. Next week we'll finish these guys. We'll take these. I'll finish mine up probably tomorrow. tried to, I'm kind of tired tonight too. I'll finish it up tomorrow, I'll put it up on the Facebook site. You guys take a look and see what changes I made. And what it really kind of looks
The
like.
actual Facebook site for this class?
Yeah, well, it's we have a student Facebook site, Kimberly. I'll send you a link,
Okay, thanks.
and then you just gotta go there and I'll let you back. I'll let you in. And that's where we post these things, and I'll give out more critiques and final things before people sign them and go ahead and try to sell them out, on the black market. So anyways, next week we have, what do we have going next week? What do you guys want to paint? And what do you guys' interests are?
Animals.
Why do I even ask you?
Yeah, I like horses. I have horses.
You have horses?
Yeah, so I like horses.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. Animals, horses. There we go. I have plenty of horses. I have horses I need to paint anyway. So that would be good. Okay. Something like that. I'll figure out what we can do. Fabulous. So like I was saying, also, I'm gonna, we got next week, and then I'm gonna have probably about 2 weeks off because I'm doing a workshop and judging a show out in Kansas City, and then I come back, and then we'll get the last of the classes in a row. So I'm sorry about that, but in the meantime, take that photo. I did send it. That's in the PDF, or I'll put it back. I'll put it up on the student site too, and you guys can take a whack at that on your own, and we can always just see how you guys do, and that way, that's always fun too. Okay, so we have that. That's about it. You guys all good? Any questions?
Yeah. Hey, Jim.
Yeah.
Your animal class, is it full yet? The one that's in November?
Oh, the workshop. No,
Yeah.
no. I still have lots of room in there. I have not even pushed it at all.
Okay.
A couple of signups, no big deal.
Okay.
So,
Well, I'm probably going to come up. We've been having trouble getting our vacation. We were supposed to be in Maui this week in Luhana.
yeah. Not a good
This
time.
week we were
Yeah.
supposed to be there, and then we were going to the East Coast, and then they had a hurricane at Tybee Island and all that. So I think we're just going to wait till next year. So I think I'm going to be able to come.
Okay. All right. Well,
Oh.
great. Well, it's always great seeing you. And yeah, I'll be happy, with plenty of room. Just, if that kind of, weather and stuff follows you around, you're not definitely not coming to France or Tuscany next year. So,
Oh,
anyway.
one more question about that. Do we bring our own photos, or are we going to paint with you with something?
That's a good one. I think definitely you should bring one of your own photos,
Okay.
and we'll work with, it's going to be a couple of paintings of mine, and then I'd like to have you guys work on something you guys want to do
Okay.
and stuff for 5 minutes, and that's it.
Okay.
Anyway. All right, guys, we will see you on down the road. See you next week.
Thank you so much, Jim.
I'll see you on Thursday morning for the
Not
animal
this-
class.
Not this Thursday morning. I got to figure it out yet, what days I can do it. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Monica. Bye, guys.
Thanks,
See
Jim.
y'all later. Bye.